Morning, everyone, and welcome to our Heavenly Parent Holder Community, Oceania Hundoke. Today, Reverend Kenji Watanabe will be sharing on this Friday, the 9th of January 2026, or the 21st of November in the 13th year of Chongyol. So thank you all for coming, and let's begin, as always, with a bow to our true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind. Chanji Champuninge Chambe. Paro. And let's recite our family pledge, both in Korean and English.
하전맨세 5. 천일급 주인 우리 가족은 참 사랑을 중심하고 매일 주체적 전산세계와 대산적 지산세계의 통일을 향해 전진적 발전을 촉진할 것을 맹세하나이다.
Family pledge number 5. Our family, the owner of Chongyol, pledges to strive every day to advance the unification of the spirit world and the physical world as subject and object partners by centering on true love.
Thank you. And I'd like to share again our Father's prayer called Hope. Please reveal the beauty of your original nature that he gave 10th of June 1956. O Heavenly Parent of creation, your beauty has been revealed in all of creation, and all of the external forms which you have touched are overflowing with the beauty of your profundity and manifestation. Please allow us to be able to experience and feel keenly through our minds and bodies your broken heart, which even today is seeking without rest the beauty of humankind, which is the purpose of creation. And please allow us to be able to relate to your love with beauty. Please allow our minds to appear like the original minds of the time when you created us. And please allow our bodies to reveal beauty like the bodies just after creation when they were not stained by sin. Please allow us to stand with minds and bodies of the original nature, completely free of any defects, which can represent your love and heart. And if you, our God, move, we move too. And if you, our God, are at rest, we are at rest too. We have come to understand that this is one of the standards you have had as you worked hard going through the history of the providence of restoration until now. Since what we must find now are our own minds, and what we must complete are our own bodies, please let us find them and complete them. Then please establish us as beings who are able to bow down, representing the original beauty of our Heavenly Parent. Please allow us to be able to offer songs of gratitude and glory to you, Heavenly Parent. And we earnestly hope and desire that you will allow us to be able to feel deep in our bones and flesh that this is the purpose of our Heavenly Parent who has worked so hard. Because we have inherited the blood lineage of the fall, without our realizing it, we have left heaven and lived lives putting importance on ourselves. And we have left behind the heavenly morality and acted centered on ourselves. Therefore, contrary to that, please allow us to be led by the call of our original mind, which is able to relate to heavenly morality. And please allow us to find our original selves, which heaven prefers, by our original minds motivating our bodies. And we earnestly hope and desire that you will establish us as children who are able to resolve the limitations of the myriads of people, resolve the limitations of heaven and earth, bow down before you humbly and receive your love. We have prayed in the name of the Lord, Arju. So thank you. And before we welcome Reverend Kenji, I'd like to share a praise song.
저희는 자랑스러운
We
참부모님의 직계
are proud
자녀들입니다.
direct children of Heavenly Parents, true parents.
자랑스러운
We are proud
가정연합의 이세
members,
삼세들입니다.
second and third generations of Family Federation.
사랑으로 기다려주신
Our
우리 어머니를
true mother who has been waiting
이제
for us with
저희들이
with patience.
모시고 나아가겠습니다.
Now it's time for us to attend her and move forward.
I worship you, I worship you. 부모님 역사하시네. I worship you, I worship you. 부모님 은행하시네. I worship you, I worship you. 부모님 역사하시네. I worship you, I worship you. Miracle work, promise keeper, light the darkness, my God.
하늘 부모님 반드시 함께 하십니다.
Miracle work, promise keeper, light the darkness, my God. Hallelujah. 부모님 마음 만지네. I worship you, I worship you. 부모님 치유하시네. I worship you, I worship you. 부모님 새롭게 하네. I worship you, I worship you. 부모님
참부모님 저희들이 반드시 당신의 꿈을 이루어드리는 그날까지 전진하고 또 전진하겠습니다.
Miracle work, promise keeper, light the darkness, my God. 하늘 부모님. Miracle work, promise keeper, light the darkness, my God. 하늘 부모님. Miracle work, promise keeper, light the darkness, my God. 하늘 부모님. Miracle work, promise keeper, light the darkness, my God. 하늘 부모님.
저희들의 천심한 정성은 아버님께서 역사하시리라 믿습니다.
We truly believe that through our transmission devotion, Mother will work. Our desperate prayer will move heaven to work.
하늘이라심 볼 수 있기에 하늘이라심 알 수 있기에 섭리가 곧 멈추지 않네. 우리가 곧 멈추지 않네. 하늘 부모님 저희를 통하여 반드시 승리하소서. 저희가 반드시 당신의 사랑을 전하겠습니다.
하늘이라심 볼 수 있기에 하늘이라심 알 수 있기에 섭리가 곧 멈추지 않네. 우린 결코 멈추지 않네.
참어머니 이제 당신은 홀로 이제 저희들이
true mother.
어머님 모시고
We will attend you,
반드시
true mother, and we
승리하겠습니다.
will make absolute victory.
이루겠습니다.
We will fulfill your dream.
I worship you. I worship you. 그 모든 역사시네. I worship you. I worship you.
차렷 경례 하로
Thank you, and let's welcome up Reverend Kenji. She shares this morning. Thank you.
Good morning, brothers and sisters of the Heavenly Parents Holy Community Oceania. So let me set up the slideshow. Just a moment, please. All right. So today is the 21st of the 11th month, 13th year of Cheonggil-guk. Still, according to the calendar, we are not entering into new year of the Cheonggil-guk yet, which means that still we got things to fulfill within 13th year of Cheonggil-guk, which is good. And according to the Western calendar, 9th of the January 2026. And many of you must have made the resolution for this year. And especially for me, this year is the my year, in a sense, as the year of the red horse. So I was born in about 60 years ago, and kind of beginning of the new cycle for me. And I really would like to make a determination for the rest of the life, centering on true parents. That's my the concept of a resolution for this year. Thank you. So every Friday, so basically I'm in charge. I'm not sure for the next week would be fine, but following week, a week after the next week, I also gonna be joining the Asia Pacific leaders devotion. So anyhow, let me focus on the topic for today. So basically, I just picked up during this period to share with you about God's will and the world, which was the published based upon the True Parents Word, who that father and Mr. Kamiyama, who was in the Danbury prison together, and shared the words in the prison, and True Father carefully selected the sermons and compiled as a 38 the speeches, and many contents are relevant to situation of today as well. So that's the reason why I picked up this book. And today, start from the chapter 1, Restoration and the Blessing, which was given February 2nd, 1969 in Tokyo, Japan. So basically, three sections we have in the reading, and first part I gonna read, and then other part, I would like to ask someone to read. Let's begin. First part is the mission of the Unification Church. Here we go. So no one has ever realized that human history has been a history of restoration. The great accomplishment of the Unification Church has been to regard the events of history as a process of restoration. So it is God who is the basis of this historical background. So he has been in charge of all history up to the present and made all history develop. So because of God's will, individuals, families, tribes, and the nations have been given missions of restoration. And through them, history has progressively developed. Therefore, the main question of history must be, when will this history of restoration be completed? So when will the purpose of restoration be accomplished? The completion of restoration means the restoration of all the unaccomplished or unfulfilled standards. For example, the standard that was not accomplished by Adam due to his fall, and the standard that was not fulfilled by Jesus. So these have to be restored through indemnity. So this is a mission of the Unification Church. I am leading the way, and all the Unification Church members throughout the world are to follow. So it is my mission to let all the members work to restore these unaccomplished standards. So it is your mission to do so according to my direction. The man who has this important mission should be greater than Adam and should accomplish the standard in place of Jesus. The woman who is related to this man should go beyond Eve and be accepted the new spouse of Jesus. The mission of the Unification Church is to give birth to such a man and such a woman. So Jesus was crucified. Therefore, all the earthly foundation was completely lost. What Jesus did not accomplish should be indemnified. So by each one of us. So in this way, each of us should go beyond Jesus. So for your information, this speech was given to our members. So now, I would like to ask now if you can lead.
Okay.
You?
The path of opposition. In order for us to indemnify what was lost, we must accomplish a standard in this world by going through all the historical struggles. Therefore, we are to be persecuted by everyone, and eventually we have to win them all over. Without this type of suffering course, restoration through indemnity cannot be done. So far, this has been the path of the Unification Church. It has always been hit and persecuted, but we never protested. On the individual, family, tribal, and national levels, we have been persecuted and found ourselves in utmost loneliness. And we have had to console God in this kind of situation. This has been the whole history of the Unification Church. You should know that. No one can understand it, only I know it fully. Jesus was opposed even by his three main disciples. The three disciples symbolized and represent three nations in the world. Therefore, when we pioneered our way on the worldwide level, we had to be opposed and persecuted by 3 nations. But even in the midst of these struggles, we had to set up indemnity conditions on the worldwide level. This is how we made a victorious standard through the first 7-year course, which ended in 1967. We are now in the second 7-year course, which started in 1968. The reason why we must be victorious in such a path of indemnification is because we have to restore the standards lost by the fall of Adam and Eve and at the time of Jesus. We have to indemnify everything, both internally and externally. The principle you are now studying records all that has been accomplished throughout history, but even this book cannot yet describe how to indemnify it all. I am struggling now in order to pioneer that course victoriously. Now in Korea, the Unification Church cannot be defeated by any force. Our church cannot be eradicated from this earth. I have perfectly accomplished a victorious standard, a victorious foundation. Even if the evil side strikes the Unification Church, God can protect it, and Satan cannot accuse it. This is the precious realm of victory which has been accomplished in the past 21 years centered upon my course.
Thank you. Thank you, Nap. So this passage really inspired me, and I hope that you also got inspired. So that's the true parents, true fathers standard to have made the foundation for humanity, and the Unification Church shouldn't be perished by any means, as true father, true parents have had accomplished, went through the indemnity course victoriously, especially father's course, which started from public mission, started from 1945, and the 21 years of the total dedication made the Unification Church as a solid rock and shouldn't be eliminated by anything. And now we are facing the situation, literally kind of national persecution in Korea and Japan, and some countries facing the national persecution cause. But we have to have a absolute confidence. So true parents have paved the way for humanity and paved for us. And the question is, yes, whether or not we inherit such victorious foundation. Well, thank you. And still keep going. Yes, no, continue, please.
It is a great joy for all history, the world and the cosmos, that in the last days, the living Christ, whom God sought during the 4,000 years of Old Testament history and the 2,000 years since Jesus' ascension, has completed the lost standard. No other gospel could be more wonderful than this. Nothing could be happier than this opportunity to fulfill both the vertical indemnity conditions and the horizontal indemnity conditions on earth. Restoration through indemnity must be done in the reverse way. In Adam's family, fallen Adam is to be restored through the unity between Cain and Abel. Therefore, unless we restore Cain and Abel, we cannot welcome the true parents as the Messiah. Therefore, the Lord of the Second Advent, who is one with God's heart, had to go through the thorny path and crucifixion of Jesus. Through utmost suffering, he had to solve all the problems and become a living sacrifice in order to obtain victory. Otherwise, the foundation of restoration cannot be made. Thus, the Messiah's first path was one of persecution from all directions. That kind of persecution has not been experienced in Japan, but in Korea, such difficult circumstances were endured in order that God's will might be fulfilled on the worldwide level, centering upon my mission. Therefore, the Unification Church began its course in prison. Where did the early Christian church start? It also began in prison. The history of the Christian church, or the second Israel, started from a suffering position of persecution and imprisonment. In order to restore this, we have to indemnify it. Therefore, the Unification Church made its debut in a prison, but that God could work directly with our church. The difference is that when Jesus was imprisoned, his disciples escaped and were scattered. But now you should do the reverse. Even at the face of a terrible, desperate situation, we all should unite with each other and stand boldly in the face of death. It took as many as 21 years to come up from the bottom to go through God's providence of salvation. Originally, if the central religion in the chosen nation had accepted the Messiah, restoration would have taken only 7 years. Since we could not gain that acceptance, we had to go through a course of 21 years. You know something of the first 7-year course after 1960, but not its full background. Behind this course was the history of God's family and the history of a God-centered tribe. In order for you to understand this history, you should receive the blessing. I cannot review this background unless you receive and inherit the victorious standard of the blessing. When you know that course completely, you will feel how bitter the history of restoration has been. Therefore, we have to realize how precious the blessing is.
Thank you, Nat. Still the several paragraphs to go, and I would like to ask someone from I think Australia to read. Any Janine or Leighton there? Or
Yeah, I'm okay.
yeah, okay, please.
Inherit Jesus' tradition. If we desire the blessing, we should concentrate first on how to live solely for God's will. When Jesus prayed in Gethsemane, he prayed that not his will, but God's will be done. He did not choose the path of the cross because of his own will. Unless, like Jesus, you are confident of being able to overcome the problems of life and death, you cannot welcome or walk the path of restoration. Are you confident enough to dedicate your life for God's will? If you take this course, you should know you cannot go alone. You must able to relate to all people and be able to console those who are going to follow you on this path. Are you really ready to sacrifice your life? You cannot think, I am a young girl with a beautiful face. I can be welcomed anywhere I go, and I have no particular defects. A girl like myself cannot do sacrificial work. Or, I am a man with a great physical body and handsome appearance, with a great family. Whatever I want, I can get very easily. So, as such a wonderful man, I cannot do such rigorous sacrificial work. What's more, you should not be bitter about walking a sacrificial path. When Jesus was shouldering the cross, he could have deplored his situation and saying, I should not have to do this kind of thing. I have not yet married, even though I am a 33-year-old man. My mission and my value have not yet been realized. But Jesus could not think that way. Death was not a problem for him. He was ready to sacrifice his life, and the weight of the cross that he was shouldering could not deter him. Although he fell down physically, he didn't waver internally because of his great stamina. No other man in history has ever had such a strong determination connected with God. And because of Jesus' great strength, human history took a new direction. This became God's new starting point on earth. 2,000 years have passed since that time, but the Spirit of Jesus has not passed away. Instead, it has been inherited by millions of people. How happy can we be today to inherit such an important mission, the tradition of Jesus. Therefore, it doesn't matter if we lose our lives. We should cry out in the darkness of death and shatter that darkness by the light of God's heart. We should make that light shine throughout all the world. We must become that kind of man or woman. This is the challenge. Originally, the fall of man meant death. Salvation means the overcoming of death. If we are determined to be saved, we should be willing to be bold. If we succeed, the world will head in a new direction. We should be excited. Are you confident that you can overcome the problem of life and death? I have faced issues of life and death many, many times, hundreds, thousands, even tens of thousands of times. Although I may face suffering and pain, although my legs may be cut off and my eyes extracted, and even if I'm beheaded, I am still strongly determined to complete that course I started. My conviction is absolute.
Thank you very much, Jenny. Yeah, this is the end of the Fundok today. And just to thank you. And yeah, just I'd like to ask the anybody to share the contents of the reading this morning. Well, it seems that taking over the Levan Jones the task, but I'd like to ask and yeah, I'd like to comment if possible. So then, always appreciate the Jeffrey to make a comment or whatever the circumstance is. Jeffrey, would you like to share something?
Put on the spot. Anyway, I think, as was said, you know, even what mother's having to go to prison, and father also went to prison, and for Eve also having to go this incredible course, Yeah, very similar situation, really. And I think Father said even things are still not yet been revealed. And I think we never expected True Mother would be standing so strongly after Father passed. In my assessment of True Mother, she always seemed to be just beside Father somewhere. And I never imagined that she would take such a responsibility. But I was thinking this morning earlier on about it is not only, a father who is the, like a Messiah or embodiment of God. It has to be Eve as well, And so she really, what can I say? I guess we're still learning, really. I listened to some Ursula McLachlan yesterday. She's been given the responsibility for the UPF Asia Pacific region, replacing Eknat Dakal, who's focusing on another mission now. But as soon as she began to speak, Ursa, she talked about we are a family, we are brothers and sisters. And it was more like a motherly feeling, to gather the children around and realize we are all God's children and just really caring for us in a more motherly way, So it's interesting that now the sister is responsible, for UPF and Asia Pacific, a woman leader. So anyway, we are still learning to be more caring. Men are more sort of subjective and pushing us forward like soldiers, as we know, and women are more nurturing, So I think we need to become nurturers to raise up our nations or our, even in my mission of the PCLC here in New Zealand, I have to raise up people with a more motherly heart, And brothers are very competitive and prideful, generally speaking, and women seem to be more, collectively working, really. Anyway, these are just some thoughts, really. Obviously, but I really see we really have to, in my case, or I'm thinking, really understand Eve. And I mentioned to even to Kenji yesterday, we were discussing about there's never been a restored Eve, and we are seeing True Mother as that person. So I think we need to be learning something from this, this new kind of mother's way. I'm sure you've all been thinking that for the last 12 years, probably since mother's taken responsibility. But anyways, okay, those are some of my thoughts this morning. Thank you, Kenji, for your presentation today. Very challenging, yeah.
Okay, thank you. Probably, so Reverend Jones, are we going to have a breakout session today?
You started, it looks like many people turn their cameras on. Maybe they want to share something too. I mean, we can do a breakout session. It's unless there's someone else wanting to share before we do that.
Right. So, anybody would like to share? Probably, I think Mrs. Margaret, would you like to say something as I feel?
So, good morning.
Morning.
I was getting used to hearing a song after the hundo.
Oh, I have one if you want.
But the speech is such a historical speech from Father. But I like to remember that Father fulfilled his mission, and thank God he was 92 years old and didn't pass away. But I like to think of the great foundation True Father has left us with. Number one, bringing Satan into submission through this course of indemnity, and many other victorious things that True Father did. And I like to think that with everyone united and praying for True Mother that a victory is at hand as well. As you started in the beginning with the 13-year of Chung Il-kuk, we're already in the Chung Il-kuk, so it's building, and I really was so inspired by the last prayer gathering with the inheritors, that I really felt the victory of True Mother through raising the inheritors. And so that is the way forward, is that True Mother already has raised the grandchildren who are now taking the helm, and all of us praying and supporting is the way forward. I just was so inspired by Shin Hoon leading, especially with holy songs, that I could feel he's putting what he says into action. We are proud of everyone, especially elder members who are used to holy songs. So when he did that, Tim and I just stood up and started screaming, singing the holy songs, because we were raised in that. And then the new songs he already written are so inspirational, that just brings us to another level. So I like to think that True Mother will be victorious, and President Hori's farewell speech was, if things go under, we bring out the submarine. So that kind of second generation leadership is quite hopeful, to think like that we don't let what this fallen world is saying, which I'm sure, especially in Korea and in Japan, there's a lot of negativity. But this, to me, are just, the root has been uprooted, and it just leaves withering on the vine that in time will fall off, and Chung Il-kuk will emerge. Yeah, so let's have great hope.
Yes, that's right. Great
Thank
hope.
you.
So after all, so true parents created the lineage. That's it. So lineage give us the sustainable development for the future. So heavenly lineage, that's the one that we have to spread all over the world. So that's the probably conclusion for Fundo this morning. Thank you very much for your kind attention. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Reverend Kenji. And I do have a lovely little praise song to share. I think it's quite nice, and I'll just share that and we can enjoy.
우리 찬양하자 우리 사랑하자 함께 찬양하자 우리 어머님께 나의 영원하신 아름다우신 어머님 곁에서 떨어지지 않으리 얼마나 어머님께 진심을 전하고 싶었는지 오직 당신만을 찬양하며 당신을 그리워하겠네 어머님 그 이름을 얼마나 부르고 싶었는지 다신 그 이름 잊지 않으며 사랑하겠네 당신을 불러보네 나의 마음 더 커지게 영원히 사랑하며 살겠네
Thank you. It's a very beautiful song, and thank you, Reverend Kenji. And it's time we can continue with our unison prayer together. So I'll just go there. So let's pray together. Thank you. Due. So thank you very much, Reverend Kenji, for sharing, and we arrived safely to Melbourne, ready to prepare for the youth workshop, and we got through the fires. There were a whole bunch of fires raging around Melbourne. But we got through just before the road was blocked. So we're here. Anyway, thank you all. And thank you again, Reverend Kenji. And I hope everyone has a great day, and see you all again tomorrow. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Thank you, Kenji.
Thank you.
Thank
Kenji.
you. Thank you,
It was a really good
Kenji.
speech.
Always.
Yeah.
Look at Jacinta in Solomon Islands.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, welcome welcome our brother Melvin Reed.
Yeah, hi.
Hello.
Hi, Melvin.
Joining
Long
for
time
the
no
first
see. Lovely to see you.
He's in Wellington.
time.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.